this engine. So there, it's a little bit flat. So once I've put some lacquer over it, it should sparkle. And then I'll be working on the cylinder heads, which is on that jumble there. I also need to tidy up. Right, let's get started. And the Lord said, there shall be light, and then there was light. So if we look, you can see the sparkle. Because if the engine's going to go good, it's got to look good. So the same on this side. Looks all flat. You can hardly see any sparkle in it. There's sparkle there, but you can hardly see it. As soon as I touch it with some clear lacquer, like that, the sparkle comes out. Okay, let's get this one sorted. So as we see here, you've got a leak. So we've done a fuel test on it. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one leaking. So we've got issues there with it, how they're being bedded in or a bent valve, but we need to check. But yeah, it's leaking pretty bad there. So the exhaust ports are all full, and we don't have any leaks whatsoever from the exhausts. So there was only this one with the inlet leaking. There you go.
Let's get these sparky plugs out. Issue with the sparky plug.
Right, this is the valve that was leaking. I suspected it might be bent, so we'll have a look. This is the old school way of checking, and as you see, it's got a bend on it. It's like an egg. Only a 1mm egg, but it's an egg. So there's one valve that we'll have to change. The ring's off. Oh, they're like the caught in a bit there. So there we are, there's the rings, just with newer parts. That looks like it might need heat. Yep. This is a lack of lubrication. Let's give it a good tug. Yeah, that one's came out. Oh, don't want to go. Let's feed it. There we go. So there we are, parts down there ready to wash, ready to scrub up, and I'm going for a brew. Working on the inlet ports. As you see, it came up much better and much cleaner. And it's a good scrub. Everyone needs a good scrubber. So here's a before and there's an after cleaning. So you can see it doesn't even move. Right, let's get cleaning it. As you can see, we've got the old pistons here from 1968. So you can see I've cleaned up these four. These four need cleaning still. Dirty, 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 dirty pistons. But it's worthwhile working with new pistons because no one wants a dirty piston. Top tip: break a piston ring, old piston ring that used to be stuck in here, and to get all of the crud between there, we're going to use a ring as a scraper. Like that. Just to scrape out all the carbon that's built up over the years. In there. Right, put the valves and springs into soak. See how that goes. Let's go ahead and spray these things. Ah yes, sparkling brand new. Right, we have a 4-barrel carb here, made by Weber. It's a 500 CFM carburetor, and with pumping action, and also on these, which is interesting, they have small venturies. So your car normally is running on these 2 venturies. When you put your foot right down onto full throttle, you'll see that 4 venturies open. The bigger venturies open, so that means you run on 4 carburetors. More fuel, more power. Power. We like power. That's not working. It won't auto advance, so we can't get the higher revs. So we're going to change that now. This creates a vacuum that sucks, and we'll see how the auto advance works. Like that. And then when the car reduces speed, it's the wrong one, there's a gap all the way around there. The vacuum moves, but I just can't work with that. It just doesn't fit right, it's not right. So it looks like it's a cheap copy. Alright, we'll shut some clear lacquer over. So she now becometh silver. So that's the front cover. I'll spray it up. Next. Right, so here we are, getting ready to build the bottom end. Got our pistons, got our shells, got the piston rings, Tarman chain, con rods, lifters, and new camshaft, race cam, by the way. Got the new shells for the big end, and there's my crank. Right. Right, so we got our parts all nicely painted up, ready to put onto the engine. So let's build the engine up and get it sorted. Are you going to help us, Ben? Huh? Are you going to help us, Ben? Yeah. You're just after your ball, aren't you? Yeah. You're just after your ball, aren't you? Go and pick your ball up. Pick it up. Go on, take it over there. That's it. You sit down there. You sit down. Right then, before we put the shells inside the engine, big end and that, we're going to be mixing a bit of oil. This is braking oil, additive. So we're going to add this to a bit of this and soak the shells and put them in. And then after it's done a run around, we'll change the oil. But this is for breaking it in. Right, we're not going to put any chocolate flavoured disco discs in the engine. We're going to put breaking in oil and an additive. Now these are directly for new engines, new rebuilds. It's got zinc in it and a ZDDP, yeah, which we don't know. And we're going to add a bit of this in that, soak the shells in it and put them in. Right, while they're soaking, let's get the crankshaft lifted. It might be a bit too far forward. We'll have a look. So we're at 0, and it says to tighten it up in three sequences. It's 14 first, so 14 Newton meters, which is 10 pounds. So let's turn that to 14 Newton meters. So there's 10, 12, 14. That's there. Lock that off. And then on here, switch this on. So on here, we're going to take this up. It's at 9.9. There's 10 pounds. So it's now set at 10 pounds. It stops flashing, and then we go with it. There we are, stop flashing. It's about £35 there, and I'll take it up to, what would that be, 60 newton meters. Yeah, £52 per square inch. They're an extra torque because they take all the stress of the gearbox. So the end ones have to be 90 newton meters. So let's take this up. There we are, 90. And let's, when that stops flashing, it's set. That's it, that's it. Right, next is to put the rings on, but I seem to have made a boo-boo because there was two pistons that were caught up with a stuck ring in, and I forgot to take this one out. So this one's got a ring that's stuck right in, so we're going to have to heat it up and get it. Right, you can see here all of the carbon that make it all stuck, so all that lot there sticks to it. It's an overaged engine. Now you're going to see me do this. I'm going to use that as a scraper to get the rest of the carbon. See what the end gap is, if we can get it in. It's tight. Down nice and straight. I'll just use a piston to make it straight. Right. Let's have a look. Let's get some feeler gauges. New piston rings to the old piston rings. This gap here is a tight 16 thousandth, and then which is 0.406 millimeter, so less than half a mil. Whereas the old ring, what's my biggest one on here? 35. There's 35,000. That goes in there. Oops. So 35,000 will fit in there. So I reckon that's near on a mil now. That's 889. So nearly half a mil, 1 mil. So that'll let the gases through and escape. This one, flimsy. This one, hard. There you go. So while I'm doing the piston rings, I'm going to soak the bearings for the connecting rods. I'm going to open this packet. Let's just drop them all in. There we go. All of my tuck shop oil for only 5p. So remember, there's the nick. There's an open bit there, so that goes in there. Like that. Get in the nick. There we are. Spot on. Come in. That's that one. There you go. Click. Click. That's it. Done. I'll just leave that one in there because we're going to put this piston in now. Right, that stops. There we are. Right, set at 30 Newton meters. Right, when I disassembled it, I put a little arrow facing down the bottom of the engine. There it is there. And you can just make out number 1. There. 1. And the arrow pointing down. So I never scribed it too much. But this is how you put it back together properly. So that's the connecting rod coming through. Now remember, these two face each other, and on the side of the conrod itself you have a dimple. That faces the dimple. So on this side, 1, 3, 5, 7 face that way. 2, 4, 6, 8 face that way with a dimple. And it's important. I'll just show you what it looks like. So if we zoom in there, So the manual one's just out of fraction, if that one isn't out of fraction. So either way, I'm around about 50 Newton meters. Can we turn this? Yes. You beauty. Right then, I'm going to call it a night. See you tomorrow.
Coming soon.
That cylinder head there. Here's a comparison of just grounded in these ones, so you can see that shape around there. It looks lovely.